Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. Sound check. All right, guys. I hope I'm live. Let me just double check, and I hope that you guys can see me and hear me well. Let's give me a second. And yeah, it's all good. Guys, I just wanna say something real quick before we dive in. If you guys have any questions during the live, just feel free to pop them in a comment box. If I don't see them immediately, I will get back to you after the live training, or if I see them, I will make some time at the end of each training to answer to any of your questions. Okay, guys. So welcome to this live training, and this part 2 of a 2-part training series about the 5 fat loss mistakes that you are doing and that are stalling your progress as a hospitality professional. And so today, yesterday we'd cover the 3 first mistakes. And those were: number 1, thinking that more cardio is going to solve your fat loss problem. It's not. It's the right nutrition that's going to solve your problem. Then number 2, relying on bad coping mechanisms that are absolutely detrimental for you and for your health in the long run. And those coping mechanisms are the usual in hospitality, such as alcohol, drugs, and food. Okay. Those are the 3 main ones. So then number 3, not having a specific action plan, because more cardio and less food are not, it's not a specific action plan or a goal. Okay, so those were the 3 mistakes that we covered so far. If you haven't watched part 1, I strongly recommend that you go back and watch part 1 before and then come back here. And today we're going to cover the next 2 mistakes that you've been making that are slowing you down. And if you're here right now, just do me a big favor and comment live in a comments chat below. And if you're watching the recording, then equally comment replay, and that just lets me know that you've been around here. And guys, I want you to know that it's extremely important to know that what I'm providing you here, it's valuable to you. And so knowing that you've watched the training will give me that feedback. So I appreciate if you let me know in the comments. And so let's dive into the mistake number 4, the next mistake. And that will be relying on shortcuts and magic formulas instead of starting with the basics, and also like doing not realistic and restrictive diets. And basically, guys, the marketing in the health and fitness industry is huge. We're talking about billions and billions of dollars that are aimed for massive advertising on products and supplements and shakes and programs and this and that. And unfortunately, because of advertising, people believe that the first thing that they need to invest on when you want to make considerable changes are supplements or pills or like some kind of miracle formulas. And, you know, to be honest, I was a victim of that too. Speaking from my own experience, I was a marketing victim of Herbalife. And that's one of the reasons why I mentioned this so often in these live trainings. Basically, one of my cousins just offered me a skin cleansing session. And, you know, like the whole thing was weird. Basically, I was having like some skin rashes back in the days, and I had some problems. So I kind of took the free skin cleaning session like as a, okay, it's free, like I guess I got nothing to lose. And I was kind of lured into a Herbalife pipeline. So what happens next? I started buying those meal replacement shakes, and I spent money, and basically I lost 2 pounds after craving normal food for a month. Like I've done that stuff for months, lost 2 pounds, and during the whole month I was miserable. So whenever people tell me that they have to lose fat and they are getting supplements to do that, I know that is the wrong way to do it, and that's not going to solve your problem. You can actually even lose like 30 pounds and have great results in the first 3 months, but as soon as you step out of it, you'll gain them back. And the statistics are actually that 80% of people who lose weight, they will gain that same amount of weight back within the same 12 months. And so what will happen next is 12 months later, people will go back to Herbalife because they want to lose the same amount of weight that they just gained, right? And that's how it kind of works. Like that business model is just takes people to failure. That's not like something long-term. And so some people actually, when they meet me on the internet, they think that the first thing that they think like I'm one of those representatives that are going to try and sell them supplements and products and snake oil, and that's a little bit annoying. But anyway, I got another great example for you. Basically, I had a client in the gym that was doing personal training with me, and she wanted to lose fat. That was her goal, but she wasn't doing my nutrition strategy. She was using something called the Weight Watchers, which is another like very popular program on the internet. And Weight Watchers is all about counting calories. Basically, they give you a book, they give you they put you on a Facebook group for accountability, and they give you a book that teaches you how to count calories. And you do that, you have a caloric deficit and you lose the weight. So basically she was doing that. The problem was in 1 week, she was doing everything right and doing like her calories and counting everything and measuring and doing everything right and lose a certain amount of weight. And then the next week she would go like having 4 bottles of red wine in one night and pepperoni pizzas and basically destroying all the progress and gaining that weight back. And she was like doing this awful yo-yo. But because she was only doing personal training with me and I advise her, you shouldn't do that. But who am I, right? And there are basically two takeaways here. First, every time you do something restrictive, it will backlash. And second, you'll not have time to do a calorie counting strategy, a restricted calorie counting strategy, if you work in hospitality industry. Like there's no way it's going to work in the long term. Like if you're very disciplined and very strategic and very, if you really dedicate to it, maybe it can work for you in the first couple of weeks, but then in the long run, you're not going to be able to count calories every single time, eating at work and eating at, having those hours. So it's not the best thing. But equally, and you guys know this, that in these live trainings, I'm always saying that the best nutrition for hospitality is intermittent fasting, but you can equally mess up intermittent fasting if you don't know what you're doing. And one example of that is one of my clients that just recently started. He was doing like this crazy 3-day fasts, not eating anything for 72 hours and then losing a ton of weight. But then what would happen, he was having kind of a food disorder because he was going to binge. He was going to binge on really unhealthy stuff and gain all that weight back. And so what he was doing was even worse. And so even intermittent fasting can go wrong if you just pick the wrong protocol. And yeah, comment to number 1 below if you ever been a victim of the health and fitness marketing. Comment to number 1 below. And that basically leads me to the mistake number 5. And guys, you know why there's so much information online, like why everyone has access to 1 billion videos, fitness videos on YouTube, 1 billion meal programs, meal plans on Google, 1 billion of apps that you can download for free on your smartphone. And do you know why people have access to all these unlimited resources and still are unable to get fitness results? And that the fat loss problems are even worse than before, where we didn't have all those resources available on the internet at a distance of seconds. Do you know why it doesn't work? Because knowledge and information without execution and feedback and accountability, they don't work, guys. It's simply, you can have all the information in the world, but if you don't have feedback and if you don't have means of getting yourself accountable, then it won't work. It might work for a little bit, but then it won't work for the long run, definitely. And this is all about making things work in the long run. And yeah, if you want to have proper and long-term results and really make a change, you have to have some form of accountability in place. You have to have an accountability strategy, because being accountable just to yourself and doing things on your own, the reason being, it's gonna fail, because you are a human being, and you are not only a human being, but you're also a human being who works in hospitality. So that makes everything even harder. So what's going to happen is that you're going to work those 15-hour shifts. You're going to work those 15 hours work days. You're going to head to the gym, and you're going to try to adhere to a nutrition strategy. You're going to try to adhere to a fitness strategy, and you won't be able to keep that on a consistent basis, because it's only you against you. And, for a very small proportion of the population, that would work. For me, it worked, but I was trying it for 8 years. And so if you have like any friends doing the program with you, or doing friends that have the same goals, or family members that have the same goals, then it'll be way easier for you to adhere to that. It'll be way easier to get only accountable, not only with the processes, but also with your results. And basically, you'll be more likely to do it and stick to whatever you need to make results, to make your results basically being just a consequence of the lifestyle that you are building, and putting those habits in place and do it for long enough so you are like used to doing things as second nature. So takeaway so far: mistake number 4, doing something unrealistic or restrictive that doesn't work for you. And mistake number 5, having no form of accountability in place, especially because you work in hospitality, so it's harder for you to stick to those things. As like someone who works 9 to 5, it's way easier for them to do that than you that work 15-hour shifts and tired and under stress all the time. And just to wrap up, I got a bonus one for you. And basically, I want to ask you, you know how to walk, right? You have your 2 legs, you know how to walk, and you know that you know how to walk, but do you know how to pilot an airplane? Probably not, right? Because you don't know, but you know that you don't know that, right? You know that you don't know. And I mean, you could probably learn how to pilot an airplane on YouTube. Maybe if you were resourceful, you could even, just get the plane started and maybe take it off the ground, but you wouldn't go very far. So you know that you don't know that. And it's the same thing with fitness, guys. Okay, you can probably take off, you can probably lose some weight, you can probably do something for a while, but the point is to get rid of the weight permanently, not for a couple of weeks, not for a couple of months, permanently. That's the point. And to do that, you need to know that you don't know how to do that. And that's the first thing. If I could go back in my own experience, if I could go back those 8 years where I was trying to do stuff that didn't work for me and basically bootstrapping everything, if I could go back knowing what I know today, I would definitely get someone's help. So if you are watching this, if you are in a position right now where you need help, you know that you don't know how to do it on your own, and you want to save yourself some time and disappointment, then maybe I can help. I have 3 more slots this month for my hospitality program, Hotel Fit, and I'm willing to accept people who are extremely committed to finally make a change, turn their health around, keep the weight off, and do it in a way that fits their crazy schedule in hospitality. So if you want to work with someone that has been exactly where you were now, and that has made all the mistakes that you're about to make, and that has the experience to guide you through exactly how to do it, when to do it, what to eat, when to eat, what not to eat, what type of exercise you should do, and save you from all that trouble of figuring out by yourself, comment towards me below, and I'll reach out to you, and we can see if you're a good fit for the hospitality program. But just a heads up, I only work with people that are committed and willing to grow and improve. I don't work with people that think they already know everything. I don't work with people that are excuse makers, chronicle excuse makers. I don't work with people that don't have a deep desire to change things for them. So if you're one of those people that kind of wants to do something, then that's not enough and you won't be a good fit for this program. But if you have the heart of a hospitality champion, then comment towards me below. And that's it for this training series, guys. I hope this has been valuable to you. If it was, then hit that thumbs up button. I'll be here the next week, same place, same time. Always here to serve you guys in this community. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you on the flip side.